Hello everyone, good morning and a warm welcome to each and everyone watching. We are here at this Dad's Premier League fixture between Jbcn United and the Dbis Strikers. The news out there from the middle is that the Strikers have won the toss and they've decided that they'll have a bowl first. There's a nice bit of morning nip and chill in the air, could possibly help and assist the bowlers early on with a little bit of sideways movement. We have the openers for Jbcn United with Akshay taking strike in Pranav on the non-strikers end. As you know, the power play means that there will be two fielders permitted outside the 30-yard circle. And as of now, a long on in place and a deep mid wicket. The two fielders out. And here's the first ball. Plays it nicely on the up. But there is a bit of a yes and no situation there, but eventually both batters make their ground. We have a long on and a deep cover. The two fielders that are there outside the 30-yard circle. He played that ball nicely on the up, but timed it a little too good for his own liking there, so wasn't able to get that quick single he was looking for. Oh, very good start this from the bowler. Pulls it just in that fourth stump channel. Lures the batsman into playing that shot. Is beaten there on the outside edge. Here is Akshay. Again, ball keeping just a tad low on this occasion. Carefully plays it to that close-in fielder on the offside. That's a nice attacking field set there. The offside is packed. So nice to see the bowler bowling to his field, keeping the ball on the line outside the off stump, making sure that there's not much wiggle room in terms of manufacturing shots here. They're once again keeping it nice and simple, nothing too complicated, not trying to overthink and overcompensate for things. And that is exactly the way to start your first over. Four balls in, Vivek has had a very disciplined start so far. He'd like to finish the over strongly, and that would be the expectation from the strikers as well. Two more balls to go in this over. What can Akshay conjure up here with the bat? He's hit that high in the air. Fielder coming underneath it and takes it. Good safe pair of hands there. And the strikers draw first blood in the first over. Akshay has to walk without troubling the scorers here. Four balls, good pressure bowling this from Vivek. Kept it disciplined, kept it nice and tight, did not allow Akshay any sort of wiggle room in terms of opening his account. Eventually tried to force the issue with a big shot but did not get anywhere close and ends up losing his wicket. So Jbcn United lose their wicket, their first wicket without any score. It's 0 for 1. Not the start that United were looking for in terms of the bat. No score on the board and they've already lost a wicket. Immediately being pegged onto the back foot here. New batsman walking out to the middle. Jbcn United already seem like they're up against it. One more ball of the final over left. And Ashish is the new batsman coming out to the middle to face. trying for a quick single, but eventually the first over ends in a wicket maiden. That's an excellent start for the strikers and for Vivek. It's the end of the first over. JBC and United are none for one. No runs on the board here for JBC and United. I'd like to change that. So it edged. It was a genuine edge that was induced. Eventually, JBC and United do get off the mark, but that was a very, very real chance of a second wicket there. Very, very agonizingly close to the keeper. Very close indeed. That could have been wicket number two. Just a little more alertness, and that would have been two, but they live to fight another day. That's in the air, and again, agonizingly short of the fielder. So everything happening here for the strikers, and meanwhile, United seem to be on tenterhooks at the moment. The pressure's getting to them. They've just scored one run. Swing and a miss. An appeal for caught behind, but nothing doing, says the umpire. So this is excellent bowling here. Both the opening bowlers bowling rather disciplined so far. That lets that go. Just when I was talking about disciplined bowling, puts that one a little too wide. So we'll have to bowl that one again. That's again another edge. So edges flying everywhere here in this over. And both the United batsmen have been the beneficiaries of this. They've been very, very fortunate that the ball has landed safely and in their favour. Or else that could have been a huge problem for either one of them. Plays that nicely off his pads. They're probably looking for two, and they will get that rather comfortably in the end. Played nicely with the ball drifting onto the pads, and Ashish more than happy to tuck it behind square on the leg side for an easy two. Plays that one nicely, but a good fielding effort out there means that that has been cut off. However, they will get 2 more runs. That is the end of the second over. 6 for none. Close call out there. Vivek continuing his second over. That's been given as a wide. Good, well directed bouncer there from Vivek. Aimed on the body, just the right length. Yes, no chance for the batsman there to have any sort of shot to play. Oh, was looking to let that go, but eventually gets some bat on it. Settles for a single. Pranav plays that one off the back foot. Will get a single. This is a nice tight start for the strikers, bowlers in the first 3 overs of the power play. lays that one down the ground again. We'll get a quick single. रुको रुको रुको। JBC and United 17 for 2, and both the bowlers have 1 wicket apiece. Anshuman getting off the mark with a boundary and now trying to rotate strike, but the fielder on the leg side was too close. So this has been a very very good start in the power play for the DBIS strikers with the ball. They've kept the scoring down to under 5 runs and over, and have also chipped in with 2 wickets early on in the power play. That will always make things difficult for the batting side. Called a wide this one, straying down the leg side. Here is Shashank once again. This time takes the aerial route. It's high in the air, just short of the fielder there who was running behind. They will get two for it. That was in the air for a very, very long time indeed, but falls safe. So that is the end of the fourth over. JBC and United are 20 for 2. Called a wide. Vivek has bowled X. Has bowled really well so far. Given away just 6. Just given away 6 runs. The latest one being those two wides, and has taken a wicket as well. So it has been a very, very tight bowling spell from Vivek, who will bowl his third over in the power play itself. The bowling side intent on not breaking this opening bowling partnership that has served them so well in this game so far. Anshuman currently batting on 6 of 3. Meanwhile, Ashish, on the other hand, has faced 11 balls and has made 6 runs as well. There will have to be a little bit of rebuilding. Here is Shiv Kumar. It's a new bowling change. It's Shiv Kumar who has been brought into the attack. It's a direct hit, and that has been given out. Yes, it has. It is the third wicket to fall, and all of a sudden now, JBC and United in deep trouble. They were trying to sneak in a quick single, but that was an excellent fielding effort, and that has resulted in the loss of the third wicket for JBC and United. Things aren't looking good for them. It is Bhavik who's walked out to the middle with JBC and United in all sorts of trouble at the moment. Things just not going right for them. They've lost their third wicket, and once again, they will have to rebuild from scratch for the fourth time. Plays that softly down the ground. No run given. Meanwhile, Shiv Kumar bowling to Bhavik once again. Plays it off the back foot. This time we'll get a single. There is protection out there in the deep. Again, plays it off the back foot for another single. So focus on the of the JBC and United batsman currently is on strike rotation and making sure that the scoreboard sticking. That is currently the right way to go. Oh, that's a good delivery. Keeping it nice and tight in the line of the stumps, bowling it stump to stump. Not much of wiggle room. Very disciplined bowling from Shiv Kumar so far. Has given away just 4 runs in his 5 deliveries and a wicket as well, courtesy a run out because of a good fielding effort. On strike facing Shiv Kumar. Have to bowl that one again. Called a wide. Bowls it nice and full. This time there is a leaning edge. Falls just beyond the fielder. Looking for two, but will have to settle for only a single. That brings us to the end of the fifth over. 5 overs gone. JBC and United are 26 for 3. Shashank bowling his third over, the final over of the power play. And it has been an excellent job from the bowlers in the power play so far. They have not allowed any sort of attacking intent from the batsmen and have chipped in with timely wickets, coupled with some good fielding as well. They get the edge, but there is protection at deep third. Will be only a single again. Four more balls left in the power play. What will Anshuman do here? What is going through Anshuman's mind at the moment? He's on 7 of 4 deliveries. Being called a wide. Was a little wider than usual. But still, once again, bowling to his field. It's a packed offside field and he's making sure that the ball stays on that side of the field. Again, plays it very well. Good bowling this. Only a single again. So not a lot of boundaries to show for in their innings for JBC and United. And that is a testament to the good bowling done by the strikers. Again, hopeful appeal. Not out, says the umpire. Two more balls to go in the power play. Sneak a run here. Waiting for the umpire's call. Runs off the bat. So will only be a single. Pushes it down the leg side in the deep. Again will only be a single. That is the end of the power play. 6 overs gone. 31 for 3. It's been an excellent start with the ball for the Dbis strikers, restricting JBC and United for 31 runs only. And here is Shiv Kumar coming to bowl once again. Anshuman was trying to go for the big shot here on that occasion, misses it completely. Shiv Kumar gave away 6 runs in his first over, and looks like the ball has hit Anshuman on the head, and we hope that he's alright. With the fielding side going in to check in on his well-being at the moment. Let's hope he's alright and okay to continue. Anshuman seems good to go. Takes the aerial route and finds the boundary. So it's a much needed boundary here for JBC and United. Was in the slot, picks it nicely. No protection out there in the deep, and a couple of bounces and into the boundary rope for 4. The boundary much required for United at this juncture of the game. It seemed for some time that their score was going absolutely nowhere. They will need a couple of more big hits here. Anshuman once again was looking for that big shot, gets an under edge, and goes towards long on for a single. Here is Shiv Kumar bowling to Anshuman again. Oh, that ball coming in at just the last moment. Well done by Anshuman to get some sort of bat on it, or else he would have been cut in half. JBCN United now slowly and steadily building a partnership. Oh, again, that late movement took Anshuman by surprise. They sneak a by, but that ball came out of nowhere. We'll have to be a little careful here, both the batsmen. The odd ball is keeping up while the odd ball is keeping a bit low. So they will have to adjust themselves according to the bounce that is there on offer. Shell been decent so far, has conceded a boundary but has only given away 7 runs. Again, bowling it nice and full. Again, only a single. So 8 overs gone. JBCN United are 46 for 3. Shiv Kumar will continue from the other end. He's gone at a runner ball, 12 runs in his 2 overs. He's not given a wicket, but he's been very consistent with his bowling. Not given away much in terms of boundaries and has not been very expensive either. Again, starts off very, very accurately indeed. Only a single. So, accuracy has been a recurring theme of the strikers, bowlers in these first 8 overs. They've not given away too many, given away the odd boundary here and there, but not given away too much. And the 3 wickets that they've taken is evidence of the fact that how consistent and how accurate they have been in executing the plans and bowling to their respective fields. Swing and a miss here. Shiv Kumar again, very, very unfortunate that he's not getting the wicket that his bowling so richly deserves. Here is Anshuman, who's looking wide, but he did play it down the ground. Will get a single. Plays that one. Good looking shot, but again, there is protection in the deep. Will only be a single. Works it down the leg side. Looking for two. Looking for two. Sent back. There seemed to be two on offer there. Had he ran a little quicker, but eventually both the batsmen do settle for one. Very interesting to see the towel come out this early into the contest, early in the morning. Shiv Kumar bowling to Bhavik. Plays it again off the back foot towards deep cover. Will only be a single once again. So only 5 runs conceded in this over. So no boundary once again. 9 overs gone. The 50 comes up for JBCN United. 9 overs down. 51 for 1. 9 overs gone. 51 for 3. While JBCN United are slowly and steadily rebuilding their innings after those losses of early wickets, there is still no pace or acceleration in their scoring rate. They're consistently going at just over 5 but above 6, under 6. They'll have to make sure that they get a few big shots, and that is a big wide. Just no direction whatsoever. Straying well down the leg side with that particular one. Bhavik facing Shell. Oh, that's a good Yorker, but he's played that one pretty well too. Again, only a single though. Full toss. Has he taken the toll of that? You bet he has. That's gone for a 4. It was a full toss. It was asking to be hit. And Anshuman does the needful with aplomb. Hits it accurately just beyond the fielder's reach. So slowly and steadily, step by step, ball by ball, over by over, JBC and United taking control and making sure that the score is constantly ticking. They need a couple of boundaries more. Again, that's a big edge, and that will find the boundary as well. So that is back-to-back boundaries for the first time in this contest for JBC and United, and they will welcome this. It was a huge hoik, an absolute heave-ho, and when you swing hard so that the edge also flies away, and that is exactly what has happened in this instance. Anshuman swung and swung hard, and that meant that the edge flew past third man for a boundary. Nice, firm, and loud call of no to signify that there wouldn't be any run there. He's taken the aerial route with that one. It's in the air for a very long time, and that falls safely. So it is the biggest over for the JBC and United in their batting innings so far. We are one more ball away, and they have taken this over for 11 runs. 2 boundaries in the over, courtesy Anshuman. And now it is Bhavik who will take strike for the final ball of the inning. Oh, that was a very, very close call. That ball beat him all ends up and was lucky to not take the outside edge. Let's have a look at that here. Late movement beats him all ends up. No footwork whatsoever. And that is the end of the 10th over. And it's at the time of drinks, JBCN United 62 for 3. So drinks have been taken, both sets of players refreshed and well hydrated for the second half of this first innings. JVC and United slowly and steadily taking one stride after another, with both their batsmen pacing themselves up pretty nicely and up until this point. They've done a good job so far, but their job isn't over. They need to continue in the same way. Lets that one go, and it is Sagar who's the new bowler into the attack. With Anshuman currently batting on 26 of 20 and Bhavik on 16 of 19. Full toss down the ground, fielder at long off collects, only a single. Plays it nicely, but again, tight fielding means that there is no single on offer. So it's a nice tight start from Sagar. Just a single of his first three deliveries. And this time plays it down behind third man, and this time will get a single. Plays it much more finer this time around. So he's able to rotate strike on this occasion. So 4 balls, 2 runs. Good, nice start from Sagar. Make that 5 balls and conceding just 2 runs. Nice disciplined and tight start from Sagar. We'll hope to end the over the same way, and he does. The question is, will they get one or two? The answer is one. 11 overs gone. Jbcn United 65 for 3. Varun is the new bowler, and he will be bowling to Anshuman. Swing and a miss from Anshuman here. And again, that ball keeping just a tad low this occasion. So long on, long off, a deep cover, a deep third. Big appeal for LBW, and it is given. So the partnership has been broken. Just when it seemed like JBC and United were getting hold of the contest once again, the strikers get a wicket at just the right time. There, yes, he's beaten all ends up, he's moved well across, and he is well in front of the stumps. So Anshuman has to walk back. He was looking set. It felt like he would take his team to a total of respectability, but not to be. So Anshuman walks. JBC and United once again pegged back 65 for 4. Nitin is the new man who's making his way out to the middle. And again, just when it felt that JBC and United were just beginning to have a little bit of control over proceedings, the strikers make their way back with another wicket to push them on the back foot even more. So 8 overs after this, 6 wickets in hand, the score at 65 with the run rate under 6. What is the score that JVC and United will be looking for? These questions need to be having an answer because also depends on how the batsmen fare from here. Here is Varun. Perfect start for him. This time the ball moving in sharply. The late movement meant that the ball would be missing the stumps. There once again, it's getting that late movement off the seam. There. Very good bowling this from Varun. Making use of the conditions to full effect. Again, this time the umpire says no. Excellent over, no run conceded, and he's already got a wicket. Varun has a spring in his step. Again an appeal for LBW, but no, says the umpire. So 5 dot balls in this over. This has been an excellent start to Varun's bowling spell. No runs conceded, a wicket taken as well. He has been on the money from the get-go. Takes the aerial route, and that has gone all the way for 6. A much needed boundary to end the over somewhat in the favour of Jbcn United. It was in the slot, picks it beautifully and stands and delivers. 6 runs, the first 6 of the innings. The end of 12 overs, Jbcn United are 71 for 4. And that is also the perfect way to get off the mark for Nitin. After playing out 3 deliveries, he sends the 4th one over the rope for 6. Cuts well. Has he beaten the fielder? Yes, he has. So a 6 now followed by a 4. Yeah, plays it very well. Gives himself a little bit of room. Maneuvers that ball expertly behind the fielder. And it seems like a case of the fielder at the deep overrunning and going ahead of the ball, which means that the ball races away to the fence. So Sagar's second over begins with a boundary, and once again a 6 now followed by a 4. Tried to play the late cut this time, but this time the ball finds its way to the keeper. No run. Plays it down the ground. The bowler will mop it up. No run. Oh, this is played well, and that is found its way to the boundary in no time. Absolute slap. Short ball asking to be hit, and he slaps that with power. The fielder had absolutely no chance. The ball traveled to the boundaries like a rapid train. Good use of his strength there. And the keeper applauds from the back. Bhavik slowly getting a move on now. 8 runs of this over, 2 more to go. He's played that once again, but this time well stopped by the fielder there with his feet. A single. So 9 runs coming off this over. So 15 runs coming off the last 6 deliveries. Trying to cut that, finds the keeper. So 9 runs off this over. 13 overs gone. JBC and United are 80 for 4. Varun going to Bhavik. He's dug that in full. They're looking for 2, but will only have to settle for a single. Varun had bowled an excellent over up until that last ball where he was dispatched for 6. Had got a wicket as well in the previous over. Bowled it nice and accurate, except that last delivery. But still not much of a loss if you look at the bigger picture. Fine, and again that was well fielded. That looked to be going to the fence, but will eventually be a 2. So 2 runs off. Eventually, it was still a good fielding effort. Managed to stick a foot out when it felt, for all intents and purposes, that the ball was running away to the boundary rope for 4. So a little bit of pace in the scoring rate. They're making sure runs coming in at a quicker clip than the previous exchanges. Again, plays it down the ground and another quick single. So 4 runs coming off the first 3 deliveries in this over. Pavik currently on 27 of 27, run a ball. This time plays it nicely between the gap and that will find its way to the fence. So runs slowly and steadily coming in at an increased pace for Jbcn United. Very well maneuvered. This one full but straying down the pads, and all Bhavik had to do was just pick it, and he picks it beautifully. Runs away to the fence. So back to back good overs in quick succession for Jbcn United now. 8 runs off this one. Still 2 more balls to go. Slowly and steadily making a move on. Bhavik moves on to 31. That's in the air. Falls safe. We'll get another single in the process. Make that 9 runs of this over. 1 more ball to go. So 10 runs of this over. 14 overs gone. 90 for 4 Jbcn United. That is a brilliant start to this over. Beautifully picked on that leg side gap. That gap has been exploited to perfection from Jbcn United. This time plays it on the offside. But there is protection, so will only be a single. So a boundary followed by a single. 5 runs of the first 2 balls. So slowly now the scoring rate has been picked up. A little bit of aggression as well. Nitin on 15 of 10 and Bhavik on 32 of 30. The set man is trying to go for the big shot. The ball rushed on him a little bit here. $95 for 4. Still 5 overs to go after this. How many more runs, or what would be a realistic target that can be defended by the Jbcn United bowlers? Oh, he's picked that one in the air. Falls short, and they will come back for 2. That carried the fielder there at the deep, did all the hard work, ran, covered the ground, got himself in position as well, but was just a little off and the ball pops out of his hands. He's trying to go for a quick run there, but no run. So 6 runs of this over. 15 overs gone. JBC and United are 96 for 4. 5 more overs to go. Last 5 overs to go. 60 runs from here at 12 runs and over will get them to closer to that 160 mark, and that is somewhere that JBC and United will absolutely be setting their sights on as far as the score is concerned. Anywhere close to 160 would be a good target given the circumstances that they found themselves in the early exchanges of the contest. But the $1 million question here is, will they find the 12 runs and over that they are looking for? Manish, meanwhile, is the new bowler who's been introduced into the bowling attack. So he will be kick-starting what is a crucial period in the contest for both the sides. The bowling side will definitely be looking to restrict United to as few runs as possible in these last 5 overs. Meanwhile, JBC and United will definitely be looking to maximize this window and get as many runs as possible. There is a long on, a long off, a deep cover, a deep mid wicket. So once again, the field evenly spread out in the deep on both the offside and the leg side. There is ample protection. Not much to worry about for the batsman in terms of the distance because the ground is equidistant given that we're playing at the center pitch. So a little bit of time taken by the keeper who's making sure that the field is down pat and as per the specifications that is required. Fine leg brought inside the circle. So here is Manish trying to play the cut once again, misses wildly. So good start to the over for Manish. This time plays it down the ground for a single at long on. Manish bowling to Nitin now. Nitin trying to play the cut but misses, and it this time misses, beats everyone. And that will go to the boundary for 4 byes. There beats the keeper, beats the batsman, and will beat the fielder as well as it goes to the boundary for 4. And that brings up the 100 for JBC and United. 101 for 4. Picks the aerial route. And that is gone all the way for 6. There's a full toss. There's absolutely no accuracy or direction on that delivery from the bowler. And he swings and connects handsomely on that particular delivery. So 4 byes followed by a 6, 11 runs coming off, just the over that they required, and he was agonizingly close there. Very, very close. Could have been the perfect comeback for Manish. Very close indeed. Oh, he's picked that. He's picked that beautifully. Falls it behind the fielder. They will come back for two. So it's a big over for JBCN United. 13 runs coming off it. 16 overs gone. 109 for four. Four more overs to go. So they've got 13 of the first over. They have four more overs in hand. Appeal for a stumping. Umpire says not out. The batsman reaching in the nick of time. So Sagar to complete his quota of 4 overs, giving away 18 runs in his 3 overs. Again, trying to be cheeky with that cut shot, but no run. Bhavik has had a decent amount of success playing that shot, but in the last few attempts, he's missed more than he's hit. Only get a single here. So that 13-run over is now followed by an over where only a single has been given away in the first 3 balls of the over. This time hits it straight down the ground, and that is racing away to the fence, and that will go for four. So now JBCN United well and truly getting a move on, trying to up the score. They need as many runs as possible if they have to get anywhere close to that 160 run mark. Nicely played off the back foot, takes the aerial route, goes over the bowler, once again takes the aerial route. They're looking for two, will get it rather comfortably in the end. So 7 runs coming off this over, followed by 13 in the previous over. That's 20 runs so far. Still one more ball left in this inning, in this over. Ends the over with a single. 8 coming off it. 17 overs gone. JBCN United are 117 for 4. So 3 more overs to go. 117 for 4, JBCN United. Sagar finishes his quota of overs. 4 overs, none for 26. Three more overs to go. 30 runs from here will get them closer to the 150 mark, but they will be looking to inch closer to 160. And it is Sahil Shell who bowls in 2 overs, none for 19 to Nitin. Oh, he's picked that, taken the aerial route and taken. Comfortable catch for the fielder in the deep, and that is the fifth wicket to fall. There, the ball was there to be hit. He took the risk. I think he seemed to get a decent enough connection on the ball, but it was right in the throat of the fielder at deep mid wicket. Comfortable catch indeed. United lose their fifth wicket. It's 117 for 5. Shell bowling to the new batsman there. Picks it nicely in the gap, and that's a brilliant way to get off the mark. Beats both those fielders with precision. It was a nice full length delivery around that yorker length, but not exactly accurately delivered. Good use of the wrists and taking the advantage of that gap that was created by having both those fielders in the deep. So Vineet walks in and gets off the mark straight away with a boundary. You need more of those. So would Jbcn United. He's taken the burns out of that. It's in the air, and that's 6. So a 4 followed by the 6. Vineet has made his intentions and announced his arrival loud and clear. In the slot, this one, making full use of those long levers, and he's hit that ball a long way. Plays it in the air once again. They're looking for 2, so 4, 6, and now 2 runs. So everything happening for Vineet. He's now raced away to 12 of 3. And the score has also now moved to 129 for 5. Still 2 more balls to go in the over. It's it down the ground. 4. Make that 16 runs of the over. Again, another slot delivery. And Vineet making use of those long levers to devastating effect. So the 4 balls Vineet has walked out to bat has gone 4, 6, 2, and 4. And that could very well be the difference between a subpar and an above par score at this juncture of the game. They still have 2 more overs after this, and who knows if Vineet continues in the same way, they could even reach anywhere closer to 170. And he's knocked him over. So Vineet's trailblazing cameo comes to an end in glorious failure, but he's given his side a platform for the final 2 overs. Let's have a look at his dismissal here. He bowls it, persists with that full length, but this time bowls it at the stumps. There's just a little bit of a gap between the bat and pad, and Vineet swings and misses, and the ball goes on to clatter into the stumps. No better sight for a bowler to see than timber get rattled. So that is the end of the 18th over. He's gone for 16 runs, but he's also taken 2 wickets of the first and the last delivery of the over. 18 overs gone. Jbcn United are 133 for 6. So last 2 overs to go. 133 the score. However, they've just lost their most aggressive batsman, and he was going at a ferocious clip as well. 16 of 5 deliveries. Came in, gave a massive turbo charge to that score, and departs. So Manish is the new batsman who's in the middle. Here is Manish. In fact, it was Bhavik who was there. Taps it down to third man for a single. So 11 legal deliveries to go. We have long on in the out in the deep. We have long off in the deep. We have fine leg who's deep. We have deep extra cover, and there is deep mid wicket. So these are the 5 fielders that are there outside the 30-yard circle. And here is Manish who will take strike for the first time. Left-handed batsman facing Shashank. Plays it beautifully. Taps it down to third man. Plays the field to perfection for a boundary. Look at that. Knew exactly where the fielders were. Opens the face of the bat at the last minute. And steers that ball proficiently towards the covers for. What a way to get off the mark. Manish showing his deft touch and his ability to pick the gaps as well as read the field. There was nothing wrong with the delivery because Shashank was bowling to his field. This was more of the quality of the shot by the batsman rather than the poorness of the delivery by the bowler, because there was nothing wrong with that delivery. Here is Shashank to Manish once again. Was trying to steer that down once again, but this time the ball again very good. Bowling it just on the line. They're looking for two. They're looking for two. Can they get it? Can they get it? Yes, they get it. So 2 runs of this over. They've moved on to 140 now. So the equation for them very simple. 20 runs needed of 8 deliveries to reach to that 160 mark. Daps it down, but this time there is protection at close in. They'll be looking for a second, and they will get the second. Yes, they will. Oh, it's out. So they won't get the second. Manish has been run out. That is the 7th wicket to fall. There will be 1 run added. Manish just a little bit slow. Yes, well outside his crease. Good presence of mind and a good throw to the keeper. So that's 141 for 7 now, the Jbcn United. So 8 runs of this over and a wicket. Still 1 more delivery to go, and it is Nitin who will be taking strike. Nicely bowled. Ends the over with a dot ball. So 19 overs gone. Jbcn United are 141 for 7. The last over of the innings to go, and fortunately for Jbcn, it will be Bhavik who will be on strike. And this is make or break for Bhavik now. He's been out in the middle long enough to know that he will have to make sure that he is on strike for all six deliveries of this final over. And it is Shiv Kumar who will bowl the final over of this game. He's been their most accurate bowler. He's bowled exceptionally well, has had tremendous control over his lines and lengths, and he's made sure that the batsmen have not got away with any easy deliveries whatsoever in his spell. But with the final over's responsibility on him, can he deliver a peach of an over under the circumstances? Here is Shiv Kumar to Nitin. To Bhavik, I beg your pardon. Starts off with a single. Single will bring Nitin on strike. Five more balls to go. The score at 142. He's picked that. He's picked that nicely. And he's gone. So Nitin has to walk back to the pavilion. The intent was right. He was going for that big shot. He was looking to go for that big shot. But the execution just wasn't there. There. It was in the slot. Picks it nicely. Looked to have decent enough connection on that. But a very, very comfortable catch for the fielder there at deep mid wicket. So that is the fall of the 8th wicket. Shiv Kumar gets his first wicket, and it is a deserved wicket for the way he's bowled. Just reward. Bhavik still remains off strike. The score now 142 for 8 with 4 more deliveries to go. Plays it nicely for a single, and that will finally bring Bhavik back on strike with 3 more balls left in this over. They've only managed to get 2 singles of it and have lost a wicket in the bargain. So what can Bhavik conjure from here in the next 3 deliveries? He's picked it. Will only be 1. So once again, excellent bowling, excellent awareness, an excellent display of accuracy from Shiv Kumar in his spell. Not only in this over, it's been an excellent last over so far. Picks it nicely. Will it find the fence? No, it won't. They will get 2 runs. Oh, he's gone. That's a run out. Very well thrown there from the fielder in the deep, right in the hands of the bowler, and the bowler makes no mistake in dislodging the bails, and it is Bhavik who has to depart. Another run is added to the tally. There, there seemed to be a comfortable 2 on offer, but look at this. A quick gather and an even quicker release. Straight in the hands of the bowler, and the batsman absolutely nowhere in the picture. So that is another wicket to fall. So just 4 runs of the over. Just 4 runs. Peerless last over this from Shiv Kumar. And it will be called a wide. So you'll have to bowl the last ball again. Chintan, the last man for Jbcn United. He's on the other end. He will be looking to run for the hills the moment the ball touches the bat. Here he is. So another wide, and that will add another run. So 2 runs, and that means Chintan will be on strike for the final delivery. 148 the score. Can Chintan give that final push to take them past 150? Here's the last ball. Shiv Kumar bowling to Chintan. Plays it down the ground. They will definitely be looking for 2. And that is the end of the innings. So 149 all out at the end of the 20 overs. Not a very high target, but not a very low score either. So Shiv Kumar will be very, very impressed with his bowling performance. He's picked up a wicket and has given away only 25 runs. The Jbcn United side, after being put into bat, lost quick wickets in the power play, had a decent partnership in the middle, and have eventually managed to haul themselves to a target of 149. When we return, the target to chase for Dbis strikers will be 150. Can Jbcn United bowlers put up a fight? We will see that in the other side when we come back for the run chase. So the first ball bowled with Anshuman, bowls it nice and full, nothing doing. It's a huge appeal for LBW, a hopeful shout as well. The umpire says height was a factor. So Shiv Kumar having a rather touchy start, and Gaurang is his opening partner. The target for the Dbis strikers is 150. He's played that. One bounce, and they get off the mark, just a single. So a single of the first three balls of the over. Gaurang to face for the first time. Oh, he's knocked him over! The perfect start for Jbcn United with the ball. And Anshuman gets first blood for his side. Just the start that they would want defending this total. And they couldn't have asked for anything better. And Gaurang goes for a golden duck. First ball, a little bit of flight, beats him, goes between the gap between bat and pad, and rattles the stumps. No better sight for a bowler than watching the stumps go for a toss. And that's a send off if there was one. And that's a duck, a golden duck, in fact. 1 for 1, the Dbis strikers. Shiv Kumar on the non-strikers end. Anshuman has bowled an excellent first over. And that is exactly what they'll have to do. They'll have to take a leaf out of their opponent's book. And it is Manish who's played his first ball. It's a good, excellent first over from Anshuman. End of the first over. The strikers are 1 for 1. As I was saying, the Jbcn and United bowlers will have to take a page out of their opponent's book. They'll have to bowl disciplined. They'll have to bowl tight lines, tight lengths. They'll have to make sure that they do not give away much in the power play, and that is very, very crucial if they need to have a chance of winning this contest. Shiv Kumar will take strike for the start of the second over. Swing and a miss. So Shiv Kumar, after an excellent outing with the ball, will hope to translate that performance with the bat as well. Oh, he's picked that. He's picked the bones out of that. Falls just short of the fielder though, despite connecting nicely. will only get a single. So Nikhil, the bowler bowling from the other end, even he starts off with a single. And Manish taking strike against Nikhil. Here we go. What will this conjure up here? Oh, that was so close. Late movement and just going above the stumps. Excellent start with the ball from both the opening bowlers for JBC and United there. Late movement, jacks back sharply, and he knew straight away that that was not far away from hitting the stumps. Nikhil, that would have been a second duck in the innings for the DBIS strikers, but Manish lives to fight another delivery. There, very close. So Nikhil making the ball talk. Late movement on offer, not allowing the batsman to settle, not allowing the batsman to get his eye in. That late movement constantly. Here is Nikhil bowling to Manish once again. Late movement, but this time shows the face of the bat. However, will not get any run. So again, this has been an excellent over. One run coming off the five deliveries. Here is Nikhil bowling to Manish once again. Oh, he was close, but that ball has beaten everyone and has gone to the boundary for four. Very unfortunate this. It was a very difficult chance for the keeper as well because there was a little bit of pace on that delivery. There, he tried his best, the despairing dive, but too much pace on it, and that ball is raced away to the boundary in no time. That brings us to the end of the second over, and the strikers are 6 for 1. Meanwhile, Anshuman will continue from the other end. Phenomenal with his over. First over, one run and a wicket. Oh, he's picked that one. He's flicked that nicely. And that is straight in the hands of the fielder. So Anshuman gets his second wicket. And now all of a sudden the DBIS strikers are in deep trouble. They have lost two wickets in the space of 3 overs. And Anshuman has pecked them back big time. Perfect start with the ball for the United side. Look at that. Again, it feels like Shiv Kumar has picked the ball to its merit and he's picked it nicely. But if you look at that closely, the bat turns in his hand, and that's a very good running catch from the deep. And Shiv Kumar has to walk back. Not much he could do in terms of the bat. And the DBIS strikers in early trouble at 6 for 2. 3 overs gone. The strikers are 14 for 2 and still require 136 to win. Nikhil, to continue, was very unfortunate with that 4 buys. Oh, that's a lovely delivery to start the over. Yorker, the perfectly executed one. There, and it was actually very good batting from the batsman as well to dig that out. There, excellently bowled and excellently batted as well. Unfortunate there. Good cricket all around. Enough awareness from the batting side to sneak in a single as well. Here is Nikhil bowling to Manish. Little low full toss. Little bit of a misfield will allow them to come back for a second. A little fall there allowed another extra run. So 2 runs of that ball. Played that one nicely off the back foot. Protection in the deep means that they will only get a single. Nikhil bowling to Varun, who's on 6 of 3 at the moment. Well wide. We'll have to bowl that one again. Plays that straight down the ground, and that will find the fence. Good shot from Varun. Nice use of the hands, good wrist work. Bottom hand coming into play. Races away to the boundary for a 4. Here is Nikhil now. Bowling to Varun again. Plays it nicely down the ground. Good forward defensive push. So 9 runs coming off this over. The strikers needed the big over like this after that slow start. Oh, it's drawn in, little slow, but ends the over with a dot ball. So 4 overs gone. The Dbis strikers are 23 for 2. Let us have a look at that boundary once again. Lovely shot there. Half volley and good use of his wrists and bottom hand, making sure that it was hit with enough strength and power to go to the boundary, and it eventually reached there rather comfortably in the end. Twenty-three for 2, the Dbis strikers, and it is Rohit who's been introduced into the attack. So Anshuman has been given a breather after bowling 2 overs in the power play. It's a deep cover. He's trying to play the almighty E, but gets it only to the ground. He's played that beautifully, and that is raced away to the boundary for four. Foolish length. Let's have a look at this here. Foolish length just opens the face. All he had to do was open the face, and he opens the face of the bat and finds the gap with expert ease. Brilliant shot. So slowly and steadily, just like JBCN United, the strikers are also getting a move on. The required run rate is still under control at 7.85. They have lost a couple of wickets, but a big partnership here, a substantial partnership, not even a big one, a substantial partnership from here will definitely calm things down and smoothen things down as they look to chase this target. But they will have to be aware because these are the sort of targets that will trip you up. And it has happened in previous matches before as well. So they will have to take it one over at a time, one ball, one over at a time. Here is Rohit to Manish, trying to play a similar shot, but it was very close to him this occasion. So lengthy over so far. Just one ball and he's already given away 4 runs. Nice quick single. It's a big appeal. Hopeful shout for a run out. Very interesting, but they've got 4 more. So it's a overthrow and the umpire says not out. So that's 5 runs off the over. Here, this was a nice tap and run. Quick single here. Very quick single indeed. Is comfortably in. So not out. And instead of backing up, that ball has gone all the way to the boundary. So it means 5 runs added to the total. And it's already 9 runs of the first 2 deliveries. That makes it a very, very expensive over and still 4 more deliveries to go. Again, that quick single managing to put pressure on their fielding side, and now that is not the fielding effort that JBC and United would have wanted. Very casual there. Just let the ball pass by and given away an extra run. So 2 runs off it. 11 runs and 3 deliveries. Varun currently on 17 of 10. Oh, that's a swing and a miss. It's a big appeal for caught behind. The keeper very, very interested. He is literally pleading on his knees. But the umpire says not out. The keeper isn't happy. But the umpire's decision is the final one. Not much you can do about it when the umpire says it's not out. There's a little bit of late movement, but I'm not sure that there was any edge involved here. So looks like it was eventually the right call made. Look at the keeper. He's on his knees, literally, again and again. Flicks it nicely, but straight to the fielder. No run. So decent comeback this from Ashish. After going away for plenty, he's bowled 2 consecutive dot deliveries. Last ball of the power play. Here comes Ashish bowling to Varun. Taps it down the ground again, no run. So that's a good end to the over for Ashish. And at the end of the power play, 6 overs, the Dbis strikers are 43 for 2. That is a wicket in the first ball of the 7th over. And again, just when it felt like the strikers were bouncing back, JBC and United have pegged them back with a 3rd wicket. There, it was a nothing shot, to be really honest. And he picks the fielder. That's a comfortable catch. The fielder didn't have to move an inch. And a wicket of the very first ball. And they are well and truly back into the game, JBC and United. It's a perfect start to the over. Just the start for Rohit in his second over. Shell, swing and a miss. Shell, the new batsman out in the middle. 107 required for the strikers. The asking rate is at 7.93. So 3 dot balls in a row for Rohit. That includes the wicket. Oh, he's played that late. He's played that fine. And that is racing away, but there is protection at third man. Well fielded there in the deep. It looked like it was racing away to the boundary, but that fielder covered a lot of ground. And a good release means that they only settle for a single. He saved 3 runs for his side there. Very good fielding effort out there in the deep. It looked for all intents and purposes that it was going to the boundary. Full down the ground, but it will be mopped up by the fielder there at deep extra cover. Will only be a single. Here comes Rohit once again. Oh, he's picked that, he's picked that. One bounce to the fielder there at deep square. 1 run again. It's been a good disciplined over from Rohit so far. Only 3 singles and a wicket. 7 overs gone. 46 for 3. Straight down the ground. Protection in the leap. The fielder at long off gathers. Single. Ashish to continue his second over. Slightly expensive in his first, going for 11. Probably want to bring that down. Again, a little bit of a slog there, but again will only be nothing more than a single. Shell facing, picks it nicely this time, and that will go a couple of bounces over the rope for four. And that brings up the 50 for the Dbis strikers. Nicely picked. Half volley, takes the aerial route, and enough power and enough placement to take it beyond the fielder for four. Oh, he's lobbed it in the air, and that's a wicket. So a four followed. A four followed by a wicket. Nice change of pace, and all he got way too early into the shot, and that is as easy a catch as you can get. So that is the fourth wicket down for the Dbis strikers. They are now tottering at 52 for 4. This has been an excellent over so far. Just 6 runs and a wicket. Make that 7 runs and a wicket. 53 for 4. The score currently. They need 97 to win. Again, another forward defensive push. Quick single. That's a rapid throw, but makes it just in time. Excellent fielding effort in the deep there to avoid that boundary. They'll get 2 runs in the process. So 4 runs coming off this over. Varun lets that go watchfully. Rohit bowling another nice tight over, giving away just 4 runs in this 4 balls so far. Make that 5 and 5. So slowly and steadily, JBC and United just putting a little bit of pressure and putting a stop on the scoring rate so far. Mehul playing it straight back to the bowler. That is the end of the ninth over, and the Dbis strikers 57 for 4. Manish in the attack plays it down the ground. We'll get a single. Mehul to face Manish now. Again, same shot, same result. How do they pace their run chase from here? They have 6 wickets in the hut. Case in point being their opponents, JBC and United found themselves in a similar situation as well. All they need is a partnership of substantial numbers, somewhere around a 45-run, 15-run partnership to just soothe the nerves, calm themselves down a little, make sure that they are in control of proceedings when they enter the final 5 overs of the game. A swing and a miss, and that was again very close to the stumps as well. Very, very close. A little bit of an inside edge taken, so runs signaled off the bat by the umpire. Mehul currently struggling on 2 of 5. Plays that late, but straight to the fielder. No run. So again, this is a nice and tight over from Manish given the circumstances. 3 runs and 4 deliveries. And Mehul currently struggling a little for fluency on 2 of 6 at the moment. It's in the air! Land safely. They'll be looking for 2. Won't get it. So currently, the responsibility of making the bulk of the runs falls at the shoulders of Varun. He's currently batting on 25 of 21. He's looked good in patches. It's time for him to take the next step and increase his scoring rate, probably ramp up the aggression a little bit. Manish bowling to Varun. Takes the aerial route straight down the ground. One bounce over the rope for four. Just when I was talking about the need to dial up the aggression a bit, Varun responds in stunning fashion. Ball very full into the slot, asking to be hit. And Varun did not need any other invitation to flex his arms and flex his muscles. And that is gone. One bounce over the rope for four. So 10 overs gone. Halfway through the second innings, the Dbis strikers are 65 for 4. Time for drinks. So the equation very simple here for the strikers. 85 runs required of the final 10 overs with the asking rate of 8.5. Mehul facing Ashish plays it nicely off the front foot for a single. The Jbcn United bowling on the whole has been pretty disciplined so far, and their field set suggests that they will try to keep the scoring rate down as low as possible. They have a deep third, they have a long off, they have a long on, they have a deep extra cover, and they have a deep mid wicket. So those are the five fielders that are outside the 30-yard circle. There's an easy single and offer on the leg side. It's a back offside field inside the circle. So Ashish will be bowling towards his field, trying to keep all those deliveries on the offside. There again, but this time a little too straight, and that means they'll easily get a single towards the leg side. So this is what it is. It's like a game of very fine margins. When your captain has provided you a packed offside field, you'll have to make sure that your bowling is spot on and you do not err on your lines and lengths, because that would be detrimental, because that could eventually go for a boundary as well. There, that's a good ball. Change of pace. Very slow. Hits him on the groin. Very good change of pace there by Ashish. Mehul got way too early in the shot, and you can see his frustration. He's not been in sync in this inning so far. He's on 4 of 9, and he struggled for fluency throughout his stay in the middle. Again, was trying for the big shot, but gets nowhere near it. Will only have to settle for a single. There is Ashish bowling to Varun now. Plays that nicely down the ground. However, there is protection in the deep. Quick gather and quick release means that it'll only be a single. So that is good fielding out there in the deep. And this is exactly the fielding efforts that will be needed from JVC and United to slowly and steadily maintain that pressure. Avoid giving away the boundaries, avoid giving them those easy twos. Make sure that they have to fight hard for every run that they get. Swings hard, but no connection. Again, only a single. So Mehul has not exactly been at his best. He's still struggling for timing and precision with the bat. 11 overs gone, 70 for 4, 80 runs required in 9. That required run rate slowly and steadily creeping up after every dot ball and in every over where there is not a boundary scored. Manish comes back into the attack, and Mehul finally gets one off the middle of the bat. But again, not enough for him to get the boundary. So his wait for a boundary still goes on. The strikers' wait for a boundary still goes on. They haven't found the boundary in quite a while now. And that pressure will slowly and steadily tell. So it has been a very good effort with the ball so far, but the job's not done for JVC and United. In the air, and that is gone for 6. Just when I was talking about the striker's inability to find a boundary, Varun has found a 6 at just the right moment. That will release some pressure off them. That 6 has come at just the right time, and that's a good shot indeed. Playing it with the spin. A little bit of turn. Happy to play it down the ground for a single. So 8 runs coming off the first 3 balls of this over. Mehul facing Manish. Again plays it down the ground. Mehul's really struggling for fluency here at the moment. He's not getting the shots to fall the way he would want them to. And that is slowly and steadily playing a part in his psyche. Can Mehul bring an upturn in his fortunes out there in the middle? Nine runs off the first 4 balls, still 2 more balls to go. This has been a good over for the batting side. Another boundary would even make it even better. Varun was trying to go for the extravagant shot. Will only get a single. 5 balls into the over, 10 runs scored of it. Again, there was an offer for a loose ball, but the ball is running away. They will come back for two. But Mehul's struggles continue. He is languishing currently on 8 of 14. 12 runs coming off this over, 11 overs gone, 12 overs gone, I beg your pardon, 82 for 4. 8 overs to go, 68 runs required. Varun holds the key to this run chase. He's on 39 of 27. And because Mehul, on the other hand, is just not been in it. He's not able to get the connection that he was looking for. Can Varun add a couple of big hits and just reduce that pressure slightly? It is up to Ashish. 3 overs, 1 for 22. He will bowl out. Here he comes. Oh, rushed Varun up. Quicker delivery there. So that deep cover fielder has been brought up circle. Mehul batting now. Again plays it down the ground. They will get a single. The wicket keeper very very vocal, asking for an appeal for obstructing the field. Possible discussion between the two umpires here. Let's have a look at what exactly happened here. Here he's played it down the ground. Has yes, oh, that is a very very close call. You'll have to wait and see what the umpires have to say in this situation. What is the umpire's call here? The appeal is for obstructing the field. So no run. I mean, it's a run given. 84 for 4, but that was an eventful period in the game. Oh, he's played that well. Oh, that was a close attempt. It's a difficult chance. It was coming at him at quick pace. It's coming at him in very quick pace. There, he slashed hard at it. Varun. It's a good effort, but unfortunately couldn't hold on to it. But these chances need to be taken if you need to have a chance of winning the game. Oh, he's picked that. But again, no timing whatsoever. Will only get a single. So Mehul's labored stay out in the middle continues. He's on 10 of 16. Two more balls to go. runs conceded. This has been a good over so far from Ashish. Nicely played on the front foot. There is protection out there, so will only be a single. So five singles of this over. Can he finish it strongly? And it is Mehul on strike. So Ashish will obviously fancy his chances of not conceding a boundary here. Probably even sneak in a wicket if possible. Oh, very close. Ends it with a dot ball. So an excellent spell comes to an end. 4 overs, 1 for 27 for Ashish. 13 overs gone. The Dbis strikers are 87 for 4. Seven overs to go, 63 runs needed. That required rate is now shot to 9, and Varun picks the aerial route. It's gone for 6. What a start to this over. Anshuman brought back into the attack, and he's been welcomed with a 6. Picks the flighted delivery beautifully and picks it well over the rope for 6. The perfect start to the over. And as we speak, Mehul's brought a cap for the keeper. That 6 has brought that required run rate down considerably. Just the boost that the strikers required. Varun currently on 48. Plays that nicely. He'll be looking for 2. And they will get 2. And that brings the 50 up for Varun. Very, very well compiled half century. Given the circumstances, he lifts his bat, he acknowledges his teammates, but he knows the job's not done. The target's still 55 runs away. And Varun will be the key. That's a wide, so the pressure now on Anshuman. After 2 good overs and some time away, that can tend to have a negative effect on your bowling, especially when you're bowling in good rhythm and good momentum. And that momentum seems to have gone away from Anshuman at the moment. Nicely played down the leg side for a single. Plays it down the ground to the long off fielder for a single. It's a brilliant shot for 4. So this over has been an expensive one. 15 runs coming off the over. That's a beautiful shot. Look at that. Look at that for timing and placement. Absolutely brilliant from Varun. Beautiful cover drive. Textbook. And hit with rapid precision. And he taps that down for a single. So 16 runs coming off this over. The 100 comes up as well. 15 overs, 14 overs gone. It's 103 for 4 and only 47 required now. Is running to the boundary and that is gone for 4. A desperate chase, but the ball eventually wins the race. Was a slow, agonizing race. Had it fine. Valiant chase by the fielder, but the ball eventually wins. So the pressure has now shifted squarely from the batting side to the bowling side. Manish. Oh, he's picked that up. It's in the air. Has he found the fielder? No, he hasn't. A couple of bounces to that fielder will get a single. Forty runs required now in 33 deliveries. Varun currently batting on 61 of 37. His big hits have been the reason why strikers have now edged ahead in this contest. Plays it down the ground. Comfortable. Oh, that's a misfield. And that is gone to the boundary for 4. So now the pressure well and truly telling on Jbcn United. Varun moves on to 65 with that shot. Nicely played. Should have been only a single, but it goes right through the fielder. Not the best fielding effort there. Have to do better. And now that required run rate has come well below 7. It's 6.75. with the strikers going at a healthy clip of 7.77. 36 required of 32. Make that 35 required of 31. Yes, Mehul eventually makes his ground. 12 runs coming off this over. It's another big over. And Mehul takes the aerial route, and this time, oh my word! What just happened there? He has dropped what should have been an absolute dolly of a catch. Let's have a look at this once again. You'll have to see it to believe it, folks. Here, Mehul has been struggling, and this was one of those. Should have been a very easy catch. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he grasses it. That should have been a routine chance, as routine as they come. And he has dropped that. He did not want to make eye contact with his captain at the moment, especially after this fielding effort. Oh goodness gracious, what have we just witnessed? 15 overs gone. The Dbis strikers at 115 for 4, 35 required of the final 5 overs. Bhavik has been introduced into the attack. Varun currently batting like a dream on 66 of 39 deliveries. "35 of 5 overs. Can Jbcn United pull things back?" Varun plays that nicely. This time it has been fielded well. Will only be keeping it down to a single. So Mehul currently on 12 of 20. Not having the best time out there with the bat in the middle. So here's Mehul, who's picked that in the air. Again, no connection whatsoever. Absolutely found runs hard to come by, and as I say, that's an overthrow. Very, very casual from the fielders out there in the deep. Very, very unfortunate indeed, but that adds 2 more runs to Mehul's tally. 14 of 21. Bhavik to continue to Mehul. Mehul gives him the room, but he's beaten this time. It's a hopeful appeal, but nothing doing. It has been a case of 1 step forward, 4 steps back for Mehul in this inning. He's trying to get the big shots. He's not getting any sort of connection whatsoever. It's a very, very laboured innings from Mehul. He's currently on 14 of 22, but he's hanging in there to his credit. Playing that down the ground will be a single. So 4 runs of these 4 balls. Varun plays that down the ground. However, the fielder there will gather. Will be another single. So just 5 runs coming off the 5 balls. A boundary here could probably ice the game and make sure that it is the strikers who will be in the box seat if they already aren't. Oh, that's a stylish shot. And finally, a boundary for Mehul. And he will welcome that with open arms. That is an absolutely graceful shot. And that will definitely give Mehul's confidence a world of good. Look at that, wide, plays it beautifully, gets into position quickly, and that is a lovely shot. Beats the fielder and races away to the boundary. So 9 runs coming off it, 16 overs gone. Dbis strikers are 124 for 4, 26 needed in 24. So last 4 overs to go. Nikhil's been entrusted with the ball. He's given away 10 runs in his 2 overs. Varun currently batting on 68. Of 41 deliveries. He's been the linchpin of this batting attack. Here is Nikhil. Oh, he's picked that up. It's in the air. High, high. And that is gone all the way for 6. Brilliant strike. Here, slow, beautifully placed in the slot. Varun goes with a full extension of the arms, and the momentum takes it away all the way for 6. That is a brilliant shot. That equation is 20, and another 6. Make that 14. Varun wants to finish things off in a hurry. He is in absolute hurry. He wants to get things done quickly. Back to back 6s. That's another beautiful shot. Played it in the V. Making use of the gentle pace that is given by Nikhil. This time plays it down the ground. And that will go for 2 runs. No, just a single. Mehul says no for the second. So Mehul's back. 19 of 24, courtesy that excellent boundary in the previous over. Plays that shot once again. He beats that fielder once again. And that ball is racing away to the fence for 4. So that is another boundary for Mehul. So even towards the end of the innings, even Mehul finding his range. That's a beautiful looking shot. Played it late, a similar shot, but this time a little more finer. Lovely shot. Mehul moves into the 20s. He's on 23 of 25 now. And just 9 runs required. The target now 2 hits away for the Dbis strikers. Swing and a miss. Just trying to play the cut once again. It's a shot that has given Mehul both his boundaries, and he was looking to get that once again, but this time does not get enough to play that shot. Here's Mehul, edged, one bounce to that fielder at third man, no run. So that's the end of the 17th over. 17 runs coming off it. 141 for 4, just 9 needed. Akshay is the new bowler brought into the attack, and it is Varun who's on strike in 80 on 81. Swings it, and that's gone fine, and that's gone racing away to the boundary for 4. So Varun moves on to 85, and only 5 runs required now. That's a brilliant shot. Very poor delivery. All he needed was to get some bat on it, and he does. Races away to the fence for 4. So just one hit away, the Dbis strikers, from victory. It has been a polished batting performance, courtesy Varun, and Varun is down with what looks to be a bout of cramp. So 5 runs required. Varun on strike. What will Varun do? Will he finish it off in style? It's in the air. They will come back for 2. So 3 runs required now. 147 for 4. The score for the Dbis strikers. He swung that hard, and that is gone for 6. And Varun finishes things off in style. It's called a 6. And Varun has ensured that Dbis strikers have won with what is a commanding batting performance. Varun finishes on 93 of 47, an exemplary display of power hitting and grace. The Jbcn United bowlers did make a match of it, but Varun's class shone through in heaps and bounds. So at the end of the Stats Premier League contest, it is the Dbis strikers who have beaten Jbcn United by 6 wickets. This is Delvin along with operator Fayaz, cameraman Shoaib, It has been a pleasure to take you through this contest. We will be back with another match shortly. Till then, we will see you on the other side. Goodbye for now.